you can buy a Porsche for $25,000 or $130,000. But that's just the beginning. Over 15 years, one model could quietly bleed you dry, while another might surprise you with how cheap it actually is to own. Today, we're breaking down the real long-term cost of the 986 Boxster, 981 Cayman, and 992 Carrera, from fuel to maintenance to depreciation. This is where the money really goes. Let's set the stage. You've got 3 Porsche sports cars. Same badge, same DNA, wildly different price tags. The 986 Boxster, a 1990s icon, goes for $15,000 to $30,000. The 981 Cayman, the last pure mid-engine flat-six coupe, sits comfortably at $45,000 to $60,000. And then there's the 992 Carrera, Porsche's modern marvel. Yours for a cool $100,000 to $130,000. But the purchase price, that's just your ticket in. What really separates these cars is what they do to your wallet over time. Over the next 15 years, the 986 Boxster will cost you around $51,000 all in. The 981 Cayman, closer to $77,000. And the 992 Carrera, brace yourself, $155,000 total. Every oil change, every insurance renewal, every gallon of fuel adds up, and fast. What you're really buying isn't just a Porsche, you're buying a relationship with it. And like any relationship, it'll take your time, attention, and cash. So if you've ever wondered which Porsche offers the most smiles per dollar long term, we're breaking it down right here. Ownership math, reliability, depreciation, and everything Porsche Finder and Renthusiast won't tell you in one tweet. So subscribe while you're at it. Now let's move ahead with diving deep into each car. The 986 Boxster might be the most misunderstood Porsche ever built. Dismissed for its fried egg headlights and early build quality, it's now quietly becoming a cult classic. And the truth is, if you want a Porsche experience without mortgaging your future, this might be your best bet. Let's run the numbers. You can still find a clean 986 for about $20,000. Over 15 years, you'll lose around $10,000 in depreciation. Not bad at all. Fuel costs? About $9,000, assuming 20 miles per gallon and 12K miles a year. And insurance? Around $1,000 a year, totaling $15,000. Maintenance? That's the wild card. This is an older car after all. You're looking at roughly $15,000 in total service, including $2,000 for the IMS bearing, which is a must-fix if it hasn't already been addressed. Brakes? Budget another $2,000. Oil changes? Go DIY and save $100 to $200 per change instead of $400 at a dealer. Even a decent indie mechanic can save you 30% over dealership rates. Add it all up, purchase, depreciation, fuel, insurance, taxes, maintenance, and you're around $51,000 total over 15 years. This isn't just the cheapest Porsche on the list, it's the one that teaches you how to wrench, how to listen to your car, and how to fall in love with driving again. It's not perfect, but it's honest. If the 986 Boxster is the cheap thrill, the 981 Cayman is the refined masterpiece. Built from 2012 to 2016, this was Porsche's last mid-engine flat-six coupe, before turbos and four-cylinders took over. And it shows. Let's break down the real cost of owning one. Start with the price. A solid 2014 Cayman S will run you about $50,000, and over 15 years, you're looking at $15,000 in depreciation. Less if you buy smart. Fuel economy is better than the Boxster, 22 miles per gallon average, so call it $10,000 in fuel. Insurance ticks up, $1,200 a year or $18,000 total. Now comes the big one, maintenance. These cars are better built, but not bulletproof. Budget $2,000 a year plus $3,000 for brakes, so roughly $30,000 in service costs. As always, go indie when you can. Brake jobs drop from $2.8K dealer to $2K indie, and aftermarket parts from FCP Euro can cut costs in half. DIYers can save even more. Taxes, around $4,000 depending on your state. All in, about $77K over 15 years. So what do you get for the extra $26K over a Boxster? You get that perfect balance of old-school analog feel with new-school reliability. It's faster, sharper, more modern, and yes, it turns heads at Cars and Coffee. If you want a Porsche that feels timeless but doesn't bleed you dry, the 981 might be the smartest long-term play. Now we enter the big leagues. The 992 Carrera, launched in 2019, is a technological masterpiece. It's fast, quiet, incredibly refined, and expensive in ways most first-time 911 buyers don't see coming. Let's start with the purchase price. A 2020 base Carrera goes for around $110,000 today. In 15 years, expect to lose $50,000 in depreciation, $33K of that in just the first 5 years. That's a real punch to the gut. Fuel economy? Not great. You'll get around 18 miles per gallon, putting you at about $12,000 in fuel costs. Insurance? Higher than both the Cayman and Boxster. $2,000 per year, or $30,000 total. And then comes the wrenching. You're staring down $45,000 in maintenance, about $3,000 per year, plus a $5,000 PDK service when the time comes. Brakes, tires, sensors, everything is bigger, more complex, and pricier. Taxes, roughly $8,000, assuming a 7% rate on your purchase. Add it all up, $110K purchase, plus $50K depreciation, plus $45K maintenance, $30K insurance, $12K fuel, $8K tax, equals $155,000 total over 15 years. Is it worth it? That depends. You're getting a daily drivable supercar with 0 to 60 in the low 3s, a full tech suite, and brand prestige that turns heads in any zip code. But you're also locking yourself into big bills, high running costs, and no margin for DIYers. This isn't a weekend toy, it's a commitment. Let's lay the numbers bare. The 986 Boxster starts with a $20,000 purchase price. Over 15 years, depreciation totals $10,000, maintenance hits $15,000, including IMS at $2K and brakes at $2K. Fuel costs reach $9,000 at 20 miles per gallon, insurance adds up to $15,000, $1K per year, and taxes run about $2,000. That puts your full ownership cost at $51,000. The 981 Cayman begins at $50,000 for a 2014 S model. Depreciation is $15,000 and maintenance totals $30,000, $2K a year plus $3K brakes. With slightly better fuel economy at 22 miles per gallon, fuel totals $10,000. Insurance averages $18,000 over 15 years, $1.2K a year, and taxes come in around $4K. The result? A total ownership cost of $77,000. Now, the 992 Carrera. Purchase price $110,000 for a 2020 model. Depreciation is brutal. $50,000 with $33K of that vanishing in the first 5 years alone. Maintenance is $45,000 over 15 years, including a $5,000 PDK service. Fuel costs hit $12,000 at 18 miles per gallon, insurance balloons to $30,000, $2K a year, and taxes total $8,000. That's an eye-watering $155,000 to own. Every car tells a different story. The 986 is frugal but fragile. The 981 balances modern tech and old-school charm. The 992 is a masterpiece if your wallet can keep up. Flat 6 fans still dominate sentiment. 59% prefer them. Manuals still matter too, with 52% favoring them over PDK. But the cost of Porsche passion, it's all here in the math. Now, moving on to the chapter which you all must be eagerly waiting for. If you're buying with your heart and hoping your wallet survives the fallout, the answer depends entirely on your risk tolerance, driving habits, and willingness to get your hands dirty. The 986 Boxster is the king of entry-level Porsche ownership. For $51,000 over 15 years, you get a flat six, open-top experience, and enough performance to make any back road feel special. But it demands care. The infamous IMS bearing isn't optional. It's a time bomb if neglected. Aging, cooling systems, and worn plastics are real. Still, if you want to learn Porsche ownership without spending like a hedge fund manager, this is your move. The 981 Cayman is the best all-arounder. At $77,000, it's not cheap, but it gives you near-perfect balance, modern creature comforts, and that naturally aspirated feel purists love. The maintenance is steady but predictable, and the chassis makes every mile fun. If you're in it for long-term joy without extreme bills, the 981 is a smart bet. The 992 Carrera is for buyers who want the Porsche badge with zero compromises, and who can absorb $155,000 in long-term costs. It's fast, tech-heavy, and stunning, but it's a financial commitment. Even basic services cost thousands, and most owners won't wrench on it themselves. If you're leasing or flipping every few years, maybe, but 15 years? Think twice. Each car offers something the others don't. Cheap thrills, balanced bliss, or sheer power. But if you're chasing smiles per dollar, the math is clear. So after 15 years, the difference between owning a used Boxster and a modern 911 isn't a few oil changes, it's $100,000. And here's the kicker, all three of these cars still give you that Porsche badge, that engine note, that feeling in your chest when you hit 5,000 RPM. The 986 Boxster asks for patience and preventative care. The 981 Cayman rewards consistency with reliability and timeless balance. The 992 Carrera gives you effortless power, but only if you're ready to bankroll it. That's the beauty of Porsche. Whether you spend $20K or $120K, you're still getting a machine engineered for joy. The road doesn't care what model you're in, it just wants to be driven. But ownership, that's where the numbers hit home. And if you're thinking about buying one, don't just look at the price tag. Look at the 15-year total cost. And ask yourself one question. Do I want to drive this car or fund it? We've laid out the data. Now it's your move. If this video helped you understand the real cost of owning a Porsche, give it a like and hit subscribe. We break down every model, what's worth it, what's not, and how to save money along the way. Got a Porsche in mind? Drop it in the comments. We'll cover it next.